Good morning. It is Tuesday and wanted to send out a little update. Hope you're doing well. I know many of you having a hard time, especially those of you that are more or less stuck at home. Many of you with kids being homeschool teacher for the first time and trying to balance that with now the expectation of continuing to work at home. And so you're not alone. This will pass. We're praying for you. If you have special needs, we would love to hear about them so we can pray more specifically, or any kind of needs that we might be able to meet. We can't respond to those we're not aware of. So even though you're at home doesn't mean you have to stay isolated. We do also have all of our Zoom calls, which is a great way to connect and be encouraged. There are calls, ladies Bible study, Tuesday afternoon, Wednesday night calls for adult Bible studies and youth, Thursday morning moms and prayer group, and probably some others I'm forgetting. And so you can email info@covenantfellowship.com to get more information on those Zoom calls and how you can be a part of them. I did also want to give an update on Sunday's vote regarding the Payroll Protection Program and our participation in that. It's a lot of P's right in a row. The vote of the church, there were 201 votes cast, 82 of them online, 119 in person at drive-in worship. And the response was overwhelmingly in favor of the church participating in the program, taking the loan, which again would effectively become a grant, assuming we use it for payroll, which we will. The vote was 97% in favor. So just so you know. And so we're grateful to have that help, and also want to remind you that that helps us with payroll and nothing else. And we have a lot of other expenses that go into keeping the church operational and also continuing to try to meet even more aggressively meet needs in our church family and in our community. So thanks to those of you who have continued to give faithfully. We obviously realize if you're not working, you're not making money, and even 100% of nothing is nothing. And let me also take this opportunity to challenge the rest of us. You know, we say things like, you can't outgive God. And I tell you what, my experience, absolutely 100% true. If that's not your experience, my guess is that you've never tried. This idea of stewardship, that God owns it all, not just 10%, but all of it, is something that that we have to buy into if we're going to ever get free of the hold that money has on many of us. And it's one of the ways that God, I believe that was part of the intent, that when we give him from the first of what we receive, then we're reminded that all belongs to him. Everything that we have comes from him. This is our opportunity to recognize that it's all, and every blessing comes from him, to recognize his lordship in our life and to stay free from the bondage to the love of money. It's the one place in Scripture, in Malachi 3:10, where God's speaking to his people who haven't been doing this. And he says, test me in this. Only place in the whole Bible where you don't just get a, thus saith the Lord, do this, but put me to the test, God says. He said, just obey me and bring the full tithe to the storehouse. See if I don't open up the floodgates of heaven and pour so much blessing on you that you won't be able to store it all. It is a wild thought that God will pour so much blessing on us through his people that we wouldn't know what to do with it. But that's a blessing that we would sure like to experience, and would allow us to be much more aggressive in how we, the church, respond to needs and try to share the gospel. And so if we were better at this, there'd be no need for special fundraisers or loans or anything like that, because there would be a surplus of money as the Lord provides for us. So I encourage you to let this be not just a time that you get through, but a time of growth where you look at this and other issues and say, Lord, this is an area where I need to grow. Would you help me trust you? And ultimately, that's what it's going to take. It takes moving from believing something here to believing it enough to act like, live like we believe it's true, and step into that. So we'll be praying for you also along those lines, that you would continue to grow in your trust of the Lord in every area of your life, and that we can look back on this time as a time that God used greatly in our own lives. God bless you. Have a great day, and we'll look forward to seeing you this weekend.